Hey, Lifestyle is Healthers. It is me here. Yes, it is coffee time live. Different coffee cup this time, folks. I love this. This is from my daughter when she was in America on her own. She went a second time. So we went together and then she went later on a second time. And she brought me this back and I absolutely love it. So hello, pumpkin, because she wanted to go for Halloween out there. Anyway, I digress, as I always do. So I'm guest free again today. People forget to put the dates in their diaries, and then when I remind them, it's like, oh no, I can't do it. So you've got me, but that's okay, because I am on Wednesday, as you know, as of couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, I decided at the beginning of March that I was going to do a live in this group every Wednesday. And I started off putting polls in there just to kind of get the ball rolling, and then asked you guys to answer a question about, what perhaps you wanted me to cover, what you needed some help with. And so very kindly on Wednesday, 2 people gave me some things to cover. So we talked about, and if you didn't see it, you just need to scroll down in the group and you'll find that all the lives that are in here, they don't go anywhere. They don't get stored anywhere. They are just there. You just have to scroll down for them. But we covered dry eye, and we also covered rosacea, and then somebody watched on replay and asked me to cover brain fog and bloating. More than delighted to talk about that today. So Sarah Lisa, if you are watching, say hi. If you're watching it on replay, please do let me know if it is helpful, and if you are watching live, folks, say hello. I'd like to know if there's anybody there, if I'm just chattering away to myself, which is not an uncommon thing for me to do quite regularly, I can tell you, under the pretense that I'm talking to my cats. Anyway, so this is really good coffee, by the way. I do allow myself 1 coffee a day, but you know what? That's going to have to stop. Some of you have been seeing that I've been posting about me having issues with my Hashimoto's flaring up. And hands up, it's my own fault. I have not been as vigilant as I should be. I've got quite a lot going on at the moment, which I'm really pleased about. But I am human, just like everybody else. And when under stress, I can go for foods that I know don't actually do my body any favors. And because I didn't start to feel any symptoms in the first 2 or 3 weeks of me doing that, I thought, oh God, my gut is now healing well, and maybe I can handle it. And then woof, no is the answer. So yeah, I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and this is why I want to cover this today, because brain fog is one of those things that will absolutely crop up, guys, if you have got issues going on with your gut function and with inflammation. So just to clarify, what actually is brain fog? Because we see it everywhere, don't we? And people don't necessarily really understand what that term means. So let me just clarify. It is slightly different for everybody, but it's not kind of like dementia where you are forgetting things, and kind of losing track of time and days and stuff like that. That's not what it is. But brain fog tends to be that your concentration span is minimal. You find it really hard to take stuff in. So from a learning point of view, if you're doing sort of an online learning course or something like that, you may find that you're struggling to retain the information that you've just read, or that your focus, your concentration just keeps wandering off. So that's a classic sign of brain fog. What also it kind of feels like is that for some people it can include things like eye strain and headaches, and so because of those reasons you cannot focus. But it's usually kind of your words don't come out right. So not in a kind of, oh, I'm stupid kind of way, but that kind of where you're searching for the right word and you just can't seem to find it, or you use a word that's not what you really meant to use. You don't quite know where it came from. So it's like your cognition is out. It's like you're kind of not firing on all cylinders, and you're just not thinking clearly. You're not as organized. You're not as kind of focused as you were. And it can be incredibly frustrating. And here's this crazy thing, because you get frustrated with it and you get annoyed with yourself, that creates more stress, and stress unfortunately creates inflammation inside your body, and inflammation, unfortunately, the side effect of inflammation is brain fog. So you're kind of on a hiding to nothing, which is why I advertise my stress and anxiety boot camp, because we went through all of that stuff in there, managing your stress, but managing how you're spending your time really is one of the key things, as well as looking at just what is going in to your body system, and is your body actually digesting, but crucially, is your body detoxifying, i.e. getting rid of everything that it needs to. So are your clearance pathways doing what they should do? So if you're sweating every day, if you are going to the loo every day, if you are feeling natural hunger signals and full up signals, then you're probably doing pretty well. And it's possibly not a digestive issue for you. It's probably an inflammation issue brought upon by too much stress with what is happening in your world at the moment. So my go-to tips for brain fog are to look at what is happening for you at the moment. And is it inflammation caused by poor diet, or is it inflammation caused by the stresses that are happening around you and how you are responding? If you're trying to cram too much into your day, if you are looking after too many people and not taking time for yourself, if you're not sleeping properly, if you're not in a regular routine of going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time, your circadian rhythm is going to be out of kilter. And all of those things will affect your hormones, but they will also affect how your body does digest and break down food. So what I'm going to suggest that you do, and obviously if bloating is an issue along with the brain fog, then that is a clear indicator that it's to do with your current diet or how your body is breaking down what you are currently eating. And, you know, I know people don't like to hear the truth because they don't want to make changes, but I can't change what is true about certain foods, guys. If you are eating a lot of processed foods, if you are eating a lot of takeaway foods because you haven't got time to cook, if you are turning to sugary foods, to caffeine, to floury foods because you're just grabbing and eating on the go, then yes, those things might give you an energy uplift and allow you to continue doing what you need to do, but they are going to result in you having issues with your digestive system and potentially leaky gut and brain fog. And I can't change that fact, folks, right? Floury foods, so I'm talking your breads, your cakes, your biscuits, you know, your pastries, your pies, all of those things are going to cause issues. If you're going for savory foods and you're going for things like, I don't know, cheese straws, or you're going for pretzels or crisps, savory flavors, or, you know, snacky type of foods, that's again going to cause problems, because all of these things have got a shit ton of additives in there and flavorings, as well as the actual flour themselves. And don't forget, a lot of your snack foods are not even made out of real food. They're just manufactured stuff. So it's going to cause problems. It's going to cause inflammation, and therefore is going to cause bloating, because your body is trying to deal with stuff that it is not designed to break down. The other thing to mention about bloating is if you're eating really, really quickly and you're not chewing your food really, really well until it's liquid, then that is definitely going to cause issues. There are certain foods that will cause some kind of gas and bloating for a number of people, and that's not necessarily an issue in itself. So you probably know what those foods are. A lot of pulses, a lot of beans will cause you to feel a little bit bloated and a little bit gassy. So the answer is eat them in small portions and try not to eat them all of the time. Mix up your diet is crucial if bloating is your thing. The other thing that can cause bloating for a lot of people is because they have sensitivity to some of the FODMAP foods. Now, FODMAP foods we've mentioned before. So these are certain types of carbohydrate foods, fruits and vegetables, nuts and stuff like that, that have certain things in them. So we've got fructose, we've got oligosaccharides, we've got polysaccharides, and we've got oleols. Those are the FODMAPs. That's what it stands for. It's like an acronym. So for a lot of people, garlic, onions can cause issues. Things like the nightshade family, so tomatoes and peppers and white potatoes, can cause problems. Also, the cruciferous family can cause issues for many people when it comes to gas and bloating. So I'm talking about broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and sprouts and that kind of thing. So what I do with a lot of my clients, if they are really struggling with brain fog and gut issues, and we rule out things like Hashimoto's, because that is definitely going to cause brain fog for sure. I can tell you that firsthand. And any other autoimmune issues. If that's not what's going on for you, then when I'm working with my clients and looking at doing an elimination diet with them and looking at really going to town on what their gut issues are, these are the things that we look at getting rid of to start with. Now, do I recommend that you suddenly start to go on an elimination diet if you don't know what you're doing and how to do it properly? No, I really do not. If you're going to do something like that, you need to know what you're looking for. You need to know what are the sensible foods for you to start eliminating. But crucially, you need to know what you need to eat to keep your body going as well. Because if you do an elimination diet incorrectly and you don't get enough of the good stuff, you're still going to feel crap and you're still going to be no nearer to finding out what the problem is. So please don't just Google an elimination diet and start doing it. That is not a sensible plan. But brain fog very much is down to stress. It's down to, have you got too much on your plate? Are you allowing yourself some space? It's very much down to too much on the computer, too much screen time, which I know we're all struggling with at the moment. And that's another one of the reasons why I'm struggling longer with my Hashimoto's flare up than I would normally, because I'm not getting a break from screen time. Everything I do is pretty much on a screen, and that's not good for me sitting down. My body doesn't know what the heck is going on. So all of those things are going to cause problems. And as I say, food, yeah. If you're eating sugary, processed, floury foods, if you're eating foods that your body is sensitive to, not allergic, but sensitive to. So I'm talking gluten, I'm talking grains, I'm talking dairy, I'm talking vegetable fats and trans fats, I'm talking corn, which is a grain, folks, for those of you who didn't know. All of those things can cause issues with your gut, which equals inflammation, which equals brain fog and potentially bloating. So I hope that has cleared things up. If you are having issues and you want some help sorting out just what is going on with your diet, then obviously the first thing you need to do is get clear as to what are you actually eating right now. Because I can help you, or somebody like me can absolutely help you, but you have to be absolutely honest about what are you eating on a regular basis right now, right? But people like me who work with people who've got gut issues or autoimmune issues or eating disorders, right? The last thing we do is judge what you are eating, because all we're doing is looking at it as data. And that data can then help us to know potentially where the problems lie. So the first thing is to get absolutely clear and honest about what are you eating, and particularly what are you eating really, really frequently on a very, very, very regular basis, because potentially those are the things that are creating the problem. And then also look at, it's awareness, look at what you're doing, what you're trying to cram into your day, what is your thought process like. If you're persisting in putting yourself under pressure to get a shit ton of stuff done every single day, you can guarantee that your body will not be digesting its food properly, and therefore you will not be getting the vitamins and the minerals that you need for it to function well, and that will create inflammation. So I hope that all makes sense. If you do have questions about what I've said, if you do want to reach out to me to get some help with your diet or what is going on for you, then absolutely do that, folks. I will put a link here for you to book in for a call with me. So what I do now is I just have a 15-minute call with people, and you can tell me exactly what is going on, and then we can chat about what potentially you can do there and then to help yourself, or what might be moving forward a good strategy or plan for you to follow. So I don't just take phone calls willy-nilly, folks. Now I have too much going on. So if you do want to ask me a question, put it in here. Absolutely, I will answer it from here or a personal message you, but it's probably easier to chat either over Zoom or a phone call, and you can book that in. I will put the link here above this. And if you do have any issues going on with, you feeling like you are out of control around your alcohol or around your food, please use that link for that as well, because the more we can talk about this stuff, the better, right? Just remember, I come from a place of simplicity and honesty, right? I do not judge. And you'll see from, I asked a question about what do people think who've worked with me or have come across me in conversations, and everybody's pretty much said the same thing, right? I tell it like it is. I don't bullshit you around, but I am kind, I am compassionate, and I certainly do not judge. So if I am not the person to help you, I will tell you. If I can help you there and then on the spot really, really quickly and just give you some things to do, I will do that too. So please do not hesitate. If you have got an issue or issues that you want me to talk about and cover, then please do let me know. And if anybody wants some more information on just what FODMAP foods are, put that in the comments as well. Yeah, just put replay, info on FODMAPs, please. It's not complicated, folks. Nutrition doesn't have to be complicated. It's only complicated because we think we don't know it, or we read so much stuff that seems to contradict it. So what I try and give you is the absolute facts backed by science that we know is the truth, and we can take it from there. So that's my coffee time live, folks. I'm going to wish you a really good day. I'm going to be foresighting in a meeting very soon now, telling people all about my top tips to stop getting pissed and eating too much, which I absolutely love talking about, because all of these tips are proven to work either by myself or my clients, and it's just fun to share this stuff with people who don't necessarily know it. So on that note, I'm going to say have a great day. The sun is out here in London. I hope it's a lovely day wherever you are. Whatever you get up to, enjoy your weekend. As always, stay safe, keep well, and get in touch with me if you wish. Leave a comment, leave some love hearts. If you think this might have been useful to anybody that you know, please do share it on your own timeline. Get them to have a listen too. And don't forget, I now have my podcast, folks. My podcast is called Raw Chatter. The stuff that matters. And that's where I'm talking about stuff that people don't necessarily talk about. So I have covered suicide, and I am going to be talking about domestic violence and domestic abuse this coming Sunday. So if that is something that's touched your life, you might want to listen in when I get it out there to you. It's usually out on a Sunday afternoon. And of course, you can then listen at any time. It's on Anchor, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Podcast, it's on Radio Public, it's on Breaker, blah, blah, blah. So I'll put the information in here as well. So go and check out the podcast, folks. The more of you who listen to it and tell your friends about it, the better. Please do tell people about it, because I do want to get guests on here on my podcast. But obviously I need to get my following to kind of be a little bit bigger, so that people who are more influential or who have bigger following than me might be interested in coming and sharing their insights and their knowledge on stuff that really does matter, that other people don't talk about with us. So on that note, I have twittered on long enough. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon.